Hey guys, today we're going to be working on this 2020 Buick Enclave. This white one is an Avenir. It's got 40,000 miles and I bought it for about $7,000 I think after fees and everything from Copart. The brown one is also a 2020. It has 200 and some thousand miles, also from Copart. That one came from Georgia, and I had it shipped all the way across the country here for parts. So what we're gonna try to do is turn two cars into one. We'll see how it goes. So I bought this V4 frame machine on eBay for like $1,600. I used it once already. I'll throw a clip up on the screen. I used it on a 2015 Chrysler to pull out some rear end damage. Nothing quite like this car here. This car is pretty bad. Let's show you a better angle here. We'll walk around it. So I've already got the trunk open. You can see here it's smashed. The back glass is popped out. The whole thing is caved in here. Pretty bad. And it actually goes all the way up against the subframe. This corner is by far the worst. Got quite a bit of damage. The back door doesn't line up very well. This side looks a lot better, but the back door still doesn't quite close, if you can see that. So I'm hoping that this side will kind of just pop out once we start kind of pulling this damage back out. The problem is this car has some front end damage as well. You can kind of see the impact. The headlight is busted. But yeah, this car, fully loaded, really cool color, 40,000 miles. Really nice car. And so the door's real tight here. I don't know. I'm hoping that the doors are not tweaked. They may be, but I'm guessing that maybe just the hinges got pushed a little bit. Now this car, sadly, has front end damage in the same corner. So, not a whole lot of parts here. I think the hood might be okay. So we may be able to reuse the hood. But all this is toast. There's a little damage there, not a big deal. The liftgate sits kind of crooked. You can see that it doesn't quite line up on the top. There's a big gap here and a tight gap here, but more or less we've got all the parts we need. So we'll see what we can do with this thing. First things first, we've got to get this panel off. We've got to get the side skirts off so that we can hook up the frame machine, because it clamps to the pinch weld, and the side skirts cover the pinch weld. I bought these on Amazon for like 20 bucks. I think they're for getting into vehicles where you lock the key in it. It's just an airbag. What I'm hoping, instead of getting a bunch of pry marks from a screwdriver or trim tool or something, that I can wedge this in there, pump it up, and be able to reach the little clips with a screwdriver or a pick or something a little easier. Try not to damage this car. The good thing is we've got the parts car that we need to figure out how to take something apart. We can start over there and break it on that one, not this one. So that's the plan. Get all set up and then see how bad it is. Alright, took a little work, but I got 2 of them wedged in there. Really should be starting at the end, but just for proof of concept here, you might be able to see there's a little clip right there. So I will reach down in there with a screwdriver and see if I can pop that loose. Well, I got it halfway popped. There we go. Alright. Now if we could just kind of start moving our way back. Show you. There it is. So we'll just try to keep popping our way back and then head that way. Alright, quick update. Got it off. It was a massive pain. Definitely broke some clips. But there it is. The ends were by far the hardest. Now we've got the pinch weld exposed right there for our frame machine to clamp onto. And then these, you could kind of push the side skirt down and away, and these could kind of stay on there. So I have to order some new clips, but we'll keep going. I won't bore you guys with this side. Thanks to the power of editing. Alright. No surprise, this side was a lot easier. Took me probably 10 minutes, and the other side took me half an hour, 45 minutes. Really didn't break much this time, so probably should have practiced on the parts car. But either way, I think we may want to strip out all this, some of these parts and stuff before we get that frame machine in the way with the big post. I have to take the lift gate off and then figure out how we're going to jack it up and slide that thing under. It's kind of a pain. They sell it with an airbag jack. I probably should have just bought it, but oh well. Alright, we'll get to emptying out the back. I'll give you a little better look at what we got going on in here. This thing here is barely hanging on, just a couple connectors, and then probably not much. The interior plastics look great on that side. That's the side that's not all buckled in. There's all kinds of stuff back here. I don't know if the spare tire's still in there. We'll find out. Those plastics are probably garbage just because they're all warped, and I mean that top tan one might be alright, but don't know yet if I want to pull Sawzall that off or not. It's probably going to be in the way, but not quite sure yet. I don't know if we need to strip off this stuff, or it might help to leave it and see if this gap kind of comes back. Not sure. So we'll just start taking stuff apart, probably on a time lapse, and then get the frame machine set up. All right, we can get a much better look now at our damage. So this side is just completely mangled. This side I was hoping wasn't gonna be too bad, but the frame rail right here and right here got a pretty good buckle in it. So we'll just end up having to probably cut all that out. With the rest of the trunk pan, I don't think I'm gonna bother trying to get the side plastics off quite yet. I think it'll be easier as we pull this out and this isn't so wedged in there. It doesn't look like it really went past this bar here, which is great. Not terrible. Kind of crazy. The spare tire has a wicked bend in it. So, wasn't expecting that. Luckily, we got another spare tire out of the other car. So no big deal there. That's where we're at so far. I'm feeling pretty good about this. We'll just have to see how it pulls out. I don't know if the V-bore is going to have enough power to do this, but that's what we've got. Not really sure yet how you take the wiring off for the lift gate. I don't know if it comes off here, or if we have to drop the headliner down. There's another connection here, which I'm sure comes off there, and then we got to figure out, we may be able to leave that, figure out how these little clips come off. Not sure. Gonna see if I can find a video online, just because I don't want to break this here if this piece is supposed to stay with the car and we're not actually replacing it. So I don't want to break it if I don't have to. So I can't quite figure out. I took a little more apart up here and I can't quite figure it out. So I'm just gonna have to Google it. For now, I'm gonna see if I could get this and probably the tail light off. They're all 7mm heads, and there's a torque here for some reason. Okay, easy enough. I suspect that there's nothing actually holding this taillight in. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was attached to the car. All right. So the damage here really isn't all that bad. It's just underneath. I mean, we're gonna replace all this anyway, but okay. Starting to get down to it. Okay, so I got this panel off, and now the connector for this electric actuator deal is right here. Okay, it wasn't too bad. Just got four little, I don't know if you can see that, four little push tabs. They kind of line up with these rectangle shapes on the front side of this rubber grommet. I'm still not quite sure how you're supposed to get these off. Looked online, couldn't really find anything. I think it may be easiest if we could get this big, I got the little grommet out, if we could get the big grommet out and fish all the wires through and just leave the actual liftgate harness on the car. So I was messing around with this little one. It looks like you can kind of peel the rubber back. So I'm gonna try that on the big one. And if I could get the rubber peeled back, that would be a lot easier than what I'm doing right now. I just don't want to ruin the rubber. Because if we can do it this way, then we'll just leave the harness with the car. So I think we may have to pop this black panel off and fish the wire all the way up to the lift gate. So I'm going to try to figure out how to take this panel off. They are a T40 Torx. Not very tight. Oh. Okay, apparently that's not actually the seatbelt mount. That's just kind of a breakover thing. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I don't think that made it any more obvious how to get the liftgate off, unfortunately. All right. Got all this off. Gonna have my wife come give me a hand so that I can take this off the car, and then we will continue forward. Well, this will work every time.
sorry. Yeah.
Not on. Okay. Good job.
Okay. I'm gonna clap and disappear. Okay. See you later. Is that all?
Yeah. I'm not gonna edit that in.
Aww.
The damage really is not much up here. Which I think this is great. I think this is great because we may be able to reuse a lot of the inner quarter panel. We'll see. We'll see. We've got all the parts on the other car. Here we go. So that's going to be a wrap on this video. We'll consider the first episode disassembly. In the next video, we are going to be getting the frame machine set up and start pulling out some of this damage and see how bad it is. So let me know in the comments, is this a project that you would take on in your home shop or garage or whatever? Or you think this is a little much for one guy? Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.